I just wish her request was one I could actually grant. Sorry, not yet. We need to save up a bit more first. Sara tried to smile, but her facial muscles wouldn't conform to her will. She simply continued staring at me with tear-filled eyes, trying her best not to cry. All right, I understand. The moment Sara left my sight, agony took hold of my stomach once again, as if the pain of feeling like the worst brother in the world wasn't enough. But the sensation in my stomach couldn't even compare to the feeling of denying Sara's modest request, or of seeing her try to endure knowing pain with a smile. My beloved sister, the only family I have left, suffering once again because I can't provide for her. Sara doesn't deserve to live in a shithole town like this. We should be living in our parents' estate, attending school without a care in the world, not having to worry about finances or work. I just wish reality was that kind. Sickness. Chapter 3. Escalation. Here we go. The next day. Wednesday morning, September 7th. After a night of much-needed rest and bitter tears, I woke up with my sister's face still buried in my chest. It had taken considerably longer than usual for her to fall asleep, completely throwing off our routine. Further drama added to our already complicated lives. Usually I'm the one who stays awake worrying about our future, but last night my body was far too sore to permit such unnecessary extra fatigue. Whatever's going through Sara's mind, it wasn't enough to force us to switch roles. It was, if only for the night. No matter what excuses she makes, the proof that something is wrong has now soaked the front of my shirt. Dragging my aching body from the bed, I slowly removed my sister's arms from my chest and headed to the bathroom. I gave my body another brief inspection, eyeing the bruises adorning my torso as I attempted to assess the damage. Wow, that ointment really did the trick. I may be a fast healer, but even I can't make bruises disappear overnight. Some of the bigger ones are still present, and looking far worse than yesterday, but I'm sure they'll be gone in a day or two. Now if only bruise ointment could fix a broken tailbone. Clearing such concerns from my mind, I headed back to my room and changed into fresh clothes, the kind that aren't soaked in tears. Usually I'd wait for Sara to leave the room, but since she's still sound asleep, I suppose there's little point. Whatever got into her last night, Sara's body is already compensating for it. I hope you feel better today, Sara. You're really worrying me. I racked my brain as I tried to think of all the possible reasons for Sara's sudden unease, but the only causes I could think of didn't explain her desire to move. If Sara were simply distraught over our parents' death, moving from one rented house to another wouldn't solve anything. Similarly, if Sara was having problems at school, she'd want to change schools, not houses. The only thing that would be changed upon moving houses would be the commute itself, which... No. Wait a second. I might be onto something here. Sara catches both a bus and a train to school. That gives her ample time to be affected by the evils of this town. Are the other students harassing her? Are strangers approaching her? Is Sara simply feeling uneasy in this unfamiliar town? Whatever the truth may be, there's unfortunately nothing I can do to help. Not yet, at least. As long as Sara won't confide in me, I'm already limited on the number of ways I can help, as if moving houses is the only way to put her mind at ease. We'll still have to wait until I have more money. All I can do now is give her time. I'll let Sara sleep in, spend the day at home, and regain her usual sense of self. And while she's doing that, I'll be tending to problems of my own. With Sara staying at home, I knew I couldn't afford to wait for Marcus to show up at my house, thus prompting me to make an early escape. I headed to my former workplace, the warehouse in which Mr. Mordew had me moving furniture, assuming that it would be the second place that Marcus would think to check.